Hey everybody, it's Jeff from VW Bricks here with the breaking news for the week of March 31st to April 6th, 2024. First, let's go to the news. First up, we have the April 1st set drop that happened on Monday of this week, also April Fool's Day. So in case you didn't know, April Fools. A bunch of sets were released on April 1st, the biggest among them being the Dungeons & Dragons set, pictured in the article here. There were multiple gifts for purchases that are currently available. The first one being the flower trellis display with the purchase of up to $150 US, $195 Canadian. Does not include standard bricks and minifig parts, for the record. So if you're placing standard orders, it doesn't include them. So $150 for this gift of purchase. This gift of purchase runs while supplies last or till April 16th, whichever comes first, and will be available again from May 27th to June 9th in case you do miss it the first time. Also available, or was available, the Dungeons & Dragons Mimic dice box. It lasted about 10 to 12 hours on Shop at Home. It was a gift with purchase when you purchase the Dungeons & Dragons set. It has sold out, so you now have to go to second-party retail or second-party Facebook Marketplace type places to get it, and they're currently averaging around 150 Canadian from what we've seen online. Lastly, there's also a gift of purchase of the Lego Retro Food Truck, but this is an in-store exclusive, which it doesn't make note of anywhere in this article necessarily, so I tried to order it online. When you get the Boutique Hotel, the Jazz Club, or the Natural History Museum. Unfortunately, it's only in store, like I said, so if you want to get this, you have to go to a Lego store. And last but not least, for the rewards per side of things, for 2,700 points in the rewards store, you can also get the Ninjago Micro Ninjago Docks set. You spend 2,700 points. You get a code that you can apply to your purchase or to a future purchase to have this shipped. Note, there is also a Dungeons & Dragons gift set as well, which gives which is like a Dungeons & Dragons quest. Can't think of a name right now. Also a set of dice. So it's basically a Dungeons & Dragons quest. I guess that's the word I'll use. And that was also for about 2,400 or 2,700 VIP points. And last I checked, that was still available. So, all right. As for sets that became available April 1st, first up we have the Batman animated series art set. I think it's retailing about $360, $370 Canadian, $299 US. In the City World, we have the City Space Science Lab for $34.99 US. I think that was a $49.99 Canadian or $44.99 Canadian. One of those ranges. In the Disney World, there's the two keychains, the Snow White and Mirabelle. They only show Snow White here, but you get the point. Also available is the City under Friends, is the City Science Space Lab, Space Science Lab for $35 US. Again, I think that's 44 Canadian, if memory serves. Under Ideas, as mentioned already, the Dungeons & Dragons set, $359.99 US. I believe this one was around $474.80 Canadian. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to easily pull up the Canadian prices where they're doing a lot of fun edits and stuff, and I'm trying to avoid that, so my apologies. Marvel sets, the Green Goblin and Iron Spider-Man construction figures are also out. And in Technic, we have the smaller Lamborghini Huracan Technica Orange for $49 US, probably about $65.70 Canadian. This has previously been released in lime green, and now they're releasing it as an orange shade as well. All right, next article. Sorry, Control tab. No. Sorry, Shift tab. I'm in the wrong browser. That didn't help. I'm trying to keep it full screen so it's nice and fancy, but I also didn't format it properly. All right, we'll go old school with pages that don't load. All right. Lego also this week announced a long-term initiative supporting neurodivergent fans in Canada and the U.S. So neurodivergent fans are people who have problems in social situations, loud noises, things like that bug them, and are they're affected by them. Lego is having they're putting some stickers on their windows for families who have neurodivergent kids. They can come in, they can go up to the front desk and ask for a kit that will be handed to them that contains things like headphones and fidget toys and things like that, so that kids can still be in the Lego store and kind of have some help with their sensory needs. So there's a picture of the kit down below here, which is a bag. It has got a little name tag that they wear just to let people know, um, like let the employees know that they're a child that has gotten this kit, I guess. It comes with a pair of sunglasses for the bright lights, headphones to mask the noise, as mentioned previously, some fidget spinners, and it looks like a card here that kind of gives you some moods and stuff. So maybe a way to communicate with people if kids don't like communicating with it. I think it's a really cool idea. Way to keep kids interested in the product and maybe not, get totally stressed out by being in that type of a situation. So, great work, Lego. Next up, we have the Lego Star Wars Visual Dictionary updated edition is currently now available in retailers. It comes with a 25th anniversary Darth Maul figure, and it's usually they release one of these every 1 or 2 years. That then they update it with all the latest sets. So it looks like this one's basically containing all the sets from last year's releases. So the September, October releases last year. Next up, we have the first and only April Fool's joke we'll talk about here. There were not that many April Fool's jokes, but it was kind of a weird year for that. But this one was by far the best April Fool's joke. And this was the large Lego Despicable Me Supersized Tim set. Which doesn't look like a large box there, but that is a huge brick built like 6 foot Tim, 2.5 meters. The set apparently would have contained 102,213 pieces, a massive instruction book with an estimated 8,000 some odd pages, and basically just saying it would take a year to build. So they had a whole video here, which I can't actually play because that's not a playable link. But as you can see, this is the buildable Tim, and this is one Lego brick up here to kind of give you an idea of the size of it. They did do a whole web page devoted to this. I'm assuming this is a model that they built for a Lego display somewhere for Despicable Me 4. So they decided to just use this model and have some fun with it. Obviously, like this model is in the room, and this lady is looking at it because they just apparently finished building it. And here's a picture of them building it with the instruction book and a big mountain of 2x4 bricks, because apparently that's all the parts that came in it. The book, obviously scaled really largely just for the fun of it. This kit also was deemed to come with some carrying straps, so you can carry the set home. There is a whole article here there's a whole April Fool's joke in this link. Sorry, let's go back up to the top for a second. If you actually clicked on it's not working for me because the Brick Fan is crapped out for this page. But if you click on the link, it brings you to the actual Lego page with the information. And at the very top, it says, it says that there's at the very top, it says it's an April Fool's joke, obviously. And I'm just going to get rid of this error. That's the error right there. Okay. So now we can click on it. I can't control if that error happens or not. So yeah, when you get in here, it's April Fool's joke. But they did tease something big, and then they talk about the new sets that we'll talk about in a few minutes. But there's a whole link to the trailer. There's another countdown for 16 days from now where new Lego Despicable Me 4 sets dropping in 16 days. That does not align with the release date for this. So to me, this is more new sets are going to be announced for Despicable Me 4. And as I said, when you scroll down, there's a huge, like, this is the actual joke that they put out. There's a bunch of funny things here about how tall is it, compared to an average sized person or female or person. There's some comparisons. Whoops, her standing on a box with bananas on her head. A bear with, come on, get away, get rid of there. A bear with a frog on his head. There. A bear with a frog on his head. A bear standing on a frog where he's all squished and stuff. It's just fun to read. And then, there's the video of the build and all the fun, the safe handling, wouldn't recommend carrying yourself, forklift not included, and a fun date activity. I had to laugh. It was a great way to introduce something new, better than last year's whole, like, we're sending all the influencers a weird horse thing that didn't build as it, or didn't end up looking what it should have. So yeah, anyway. All right, up next we have the as mentioned previously, the Lego Dungeons & Dragons Minute box sold out in the US online within about 10 hours of purchasing. Like I said, it's now available in the third-party markets for extremely high prices. Probably some of the highest prices we've seen, because this is going to be wanted by a lot of collectors as well. So next up, we have official names for the collectible minifig series. As we know, the 12 figures that will be coming out in May. There's the Blacktron Mutant, the Ice Planet Explorer, the Imposter, the Robot Builder, Alien Beetlezoid, the Retro Space Heroine, the Nurse Android, Flying Saucer Costume Man, Amtron Powerlifter, the Alien Tourist, Orion, and the Spacewalking Astronaut. So here's some pictures of them all. I'm looking forward to most of the figures in this series. So it'll be fun to collect these, and I'm pretty sure a lot of our spacers, well, I already know a lot of our space fans are going to be getting multiple copies of these figures, because space. Next up, there was a gift for purchase revealed a few days ago, which is the water park gift for purchase, which will be available at some point in the near future, probably in the latter part of April. It's 132 pieces, features a water park with a couple of different slides and like some water features. And yeah, like we said, it's probably going to be a later April gift for purchase. Excuse me, sorry. All right, next up we have the Despicable Me 4 sets that were revealed a few days after. So in that trailer, or in that April Fool's joke, there was a countdown originally that was for 2 days later, for April 3rd. It was a countdown, so we knew sets were coming, and now there's, like I said, there's a new one. So yeah, 2 new sets have been announced. The first up is the is the Built Gru and Minion set, which is just pictured below here. 839 pieces will retail for $54.99 US. While the other set is the Minion and Gru's Family Mansion, which is 168 pieces and retails for $100 US. This, to me, seems like the one a lot of people are loving, because we get larger scale minions and a brick-built Gru, which is kind of interesting. So some nice part usage in here. Although it looks kind of weird, it does match the character quite well. So I think they did a good job there. And then the Family Mansion set is not even in this link. It's here. It comes with a treehouse as well. Sorry, the picture quality of this is not the best. It comes with Gru and his wife and their new baby, which is a light gray baby with a fleshy head, plus the 3 girls, and I believe there's a couple of minions as well in the set, although they're not really shown here. I believe I thought I saw there was at least a minion or 2 in here. So yeah. All right, next up. Also announced this week was Inside Out 2 Mood Cubes. So this is one set for the Inside Out 2 movie that's coming out, which shows Anxiety and Joy, the 2 of the main characters. Joy from the first movie, Anxiety is one of the main characters from the next movie. I am hoping that they continue to put out a few of these sets, because I would love to be able to get all the emotions. I think that would be fun. Probably a lot of new molds, but I think it would be a fun thing for collectors to have. No price yet on here, or at least mentioned here on the page, but excuse me. I mean, it's not that huge of a set, so I don't expect it to be too expensive. 39 for 394 pieces, so probably about $30, $40, somewhere in that range, maybe even less. All right, next up, we have two new sets. These were actually announced along with the Inside Out set. These were announced on April 1st, and everybody thought they might have been jokes just because of April 1st. And the first one doesn't, no one would probably thought this one was a joke. But I think there was confusion because they released two different sets on the same day, and they look fairly similar when you first look at them, and then you double take when you saw what was in the second one. But the first one here is the Alien Planet Habitat, 206 pieces. It'll be available May 1st, US $14.99, probably about $17 or $18 Canadian. And you can build three more aliens along. Build as three aliens along with two habitat sections that can be added to the Lego City and Friends space habitats. So it's kind of cool that we're continuing the space theme beyond the January and March releases, and April release as well. The next pack, which was the one that got people really wondering what was going on, was this Alien pack, which is again Creator 3-in-1, similar looking box, just obviously different figures and stuff, and a classic space person on a little vehicle. So classic space person, when we have all these new Lego space figures, kind of a weird thing. And also weird is the fact that the classic space person is wearing a black air tank when white ones are available. So that led us to think it might have been some kind of weird April Fool's joke. Apparently it's not, because they haven't said April Fool's on this one yet. But as you can see, you can build a bunch of little aliens, and there's a rock, and like I said, the little classic space dude. There is rumor in May that we're going to get a classic space gift with purchase, with some classic space figures hopefully in it. So maybe this ties into that. I don't know. Anyway, last up for news sets this week. Official images of the two Star Wars sets had also been posted. This is on April 2nd. Officially, they were announced on April 1st, but the pictures, this article is from the 2nd. And it features a new Bark Speeder set, $29.99 US, which comes with, oh, I forgot his name again, darn. I will get it in a second, sorry. Grogu and oh yeah, there is Calvin Beck, who was acted by the person who voiced Jar Jar Binks, plus two 501st Troopers. This takes place just while the Order 66 is being done in the Star Wars universe. So they're trying to get away from all the stormtroopers. And this is basically the start of the Grogu story that was mentioned in Mandalorian Season 3. Also, there's a bigger picture of it, and the pram does pop off of the vehicle. So it is a separate little thing, which is kind of nice, and it's a decent looking pram design. Also, we have the Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator. This one's priced at $69.99 for 640 pieces. It comes with a small Anakin, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Darth Maul as well. It also comes with a bonus figure of Saul Guerrera, who's isn't even in this article, but he is pictured right here. And Saul is not part of the set story, but this is part of the 25th anniversary of Star Wars. They're throwing in extra figures to for collectible items. So, all right, that's it for the news part. Bricks and pieces. New elements have been added in April. These are the elements from the October-November releases last year. So we have some of the parts for the Orient, the new train. I want to say Orient Express, but I don't think that's what it's called. The museum set pieces are in here too. So that's December releases also. So this is basically some of the main parts that are listed, or some of the more interesting parts. But if you are a parts person and some of those parts that you're looking for from the releases at the end of December, or sorry, the releases from November, December, those parts could now be available. So you might want to go look on the site to see what's there. Also, with the release of the new April 1st sets, there were a bunch of new pieces that are now available in sets. So most of these are from Dungeons and Dragons and the Friends vehicles and stuff. and a few other things, but mainly from the Friends Vehicle and Dungeons and Dragons, and I guess that space habitat because we have the larger trans black roof panels now. So again, there's an article here on the new elementary site that shows you some of those parts as well. So, and that I believe wraps up the news. I had opened that just in case there were some issues. Which brings us back to this guy, which is now not full screen, so it looks like, you know, what it looks like. So yeah, that is the news. It's about 20 minutes. Looks like it's averaging 17 to 20 minutes, but you know, trying it out, seeing how it goes. This is actually recorded on the Friday night, so if there's news on Saturday morning, I will cover it next week. This video will drop tomorrow. Will drop on Saturday though, so just try and keep the day constant. It's just I'm not going to be able to record it tomorrow during the day, so I figured I'd record it a little early. That's it for the news. Hopefully we will see you again next week, and we will be also live on our Old Grey Bricks chat later this, no, not Old Grey Bricks, sorry, on the Canadian Brick Builders chat on Wednesday night, or Old Grey Bricks if you like that crowd on Mondays and Thursday nights here on YouTube. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next week with more news. I feel like I have to do this again.